Let's be honest, feeling a little lost about your career path is totally normal. But what if you could trade that uncertainty for a clear plan? Today, we're diving into a blueprint, an actual architectural plan for building not just a job, but a life that you'll find truly meaningful.
And this quote, it really hits the nail on the head. It sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. The stakes are just so high when it comes to what you choose to do for a living, because your work quality directly, and I mean directly, shapes your life quality. I mean, just think about it for a second. We pour a massive chunk of our most energetic, vibrant years into our jobs. So getting ready for the right opportunity, that's not just about getting a bigger paycheck. It's about designing the very fabric of your life, your day-to-day happiness. So the big question is, how do we actually do it? Well, here it is, the architect's blueprint. It's a super clear 3-step framework. First, we're going to build a solid foundation with knowledge. Then we'll construct a bridge using skills. And finally, we'll showcase the proof with real-world experience. Let's start with that foundation. Okay, first things first, laying that foundation. But listen, we're not talking about just any old kind of knowledge. The keyword here, the one that changes everything, is practical. And this is such an important distinction. We've all been there, right? Sitting through lectures on abstract theories we'll never use. The goal here is completely different. It's about building a practical, structured understanding that you can use to solve new problems, on the fly. Knowledge that's so deep inside you, you feel like you truly own it. You can think of this owned knowledge as your own personal intellectual toolkit. So when you walk into an interview, you're not coming in empty-handed. No way. You're bringing your own unique frameworks, your own way of thinking, and that is what makes you incredibly valuable. All right, let's move on to the second part of our blueprint. You've got the foundation, which is great, but knowledge by itself, it's not quite enough. You need a way to connect it to the real world. You've got to build a bridge. And this really highlights a critical gap. See, on one side, you've got all these great ideas swirling around in your head. On the other side, you have actual, tangible, real-world impact. So the question is, how do you get from one side to the other? The answer is applied skills. We're talking about things like Python, SQL, or specific modeling software. These aren't just buzzwords to slap on a resume. They are the literal bridges that turn what you know into something that can create, solve, and actually deliver results in the real world. And that brings us to the final pillar of our blueprint. So you have the knowledge, you have the skills to apply it, now you have to prove it. You need real, tangible experience. Because this is the question that really matters in the end. When you're talking to a potential employer or a client or anyone you want to work with, they want to see more than just potential. They want to see what you've actually done. Now, the crucial thing to remember here is that experience is a way bigger word than you might think. It's not just about your 9-to-5 jobs. It's your personal projects, your portfolio, even your attempts that didn't quite work out. Seriously, your failures are proof that you tried, that you put in the work, and that you learned something. All of this stuff, the wins, the stumbles, the whole journey, that's your proof. This is what shows what you're capable of. It's what makes your skills and your knowledge believable, and ultimately, it's what makes you professionally valuable. So there we have it, our 3-part blueprint: knowledge, skills, and experience. That seems pretty complete, doesn't it? But what if there's something else? A deeper layer, a fundamental component that holds the whole thing together? Well, it turns out there is. Underneath that foundation of practical knowledge, there's an even deeper foundation, the architect's mindset. This is the engine that really powers your ability to use the blueprint not just today, but for the long haul. And this mindset, it really rests on 2 key pillars. First, you need the courage to just move forward, especially when the path isn't perfectly clear and it's a little foggy. And second, you need the patience to stick with it, to keep learning, to keep building, even when you aren't seeing those results right away. You absolutely need both. And this brings us to a really empowering idea. All that preparation, all that time you spent learning, that wasn't the end of the journey. Oh no, that was the beginning. The real work, the real building, it starts right now. I want to leave you with this powerful thought. The future isn't some destination that you just passively wait for. It's an active creation. It is a structure that you get to design and build, piece by piece, day by day. So, the only question left to ask is this. With the blueprint in your hand and the architect's mindset ready to go, what's the very first thing you're going to build?